Bascome versus Oliver.
Celebrity of the island, you know, actually, the fight's pay-per-view over there.
Bascome versus Oliver. Live on pay-per-view on January 18th for $49.95.
Genuinely believe, like, without hard I'm punching, all I need to do is land the shot.
Put up, shut up.
You'll get full access to every fight, including the main event. Bascome versus Oliver. It's going to be epic.
Dead honest with you, I watched him for about a minute and I just fucked it off.
Bascome versus Oliver. Live on pay-per-view on January 18th. Go to channel82.bm now. Watch it in the comfort of your own home using your laptop or smartphone. Then connect your device to a TV for the ultimate live at home experience.
Very confident, mate. Watch.
Fresh and hungry. Let's eat.
Live on pay-per-view for $49.95. It's going to be epic.
We arrived in Bermuda Sunday evening.
Last night?
Yeah, last night, Sunday evening. When we arrived, it was like, you know, quite a few people outside customs ready to greet us. Press. We had a little interview. Haroon had a little interview. We've since been, you know, come to the hotel. We've been completely looked after. Unbelievable hotel. Everyone's really nice. Like, can't do enough for you. You know, apparently that's just the Bermudan people in general. So yeah, we've just done a bit of training today on the beach. Done 8 rounds, 4 rounds of pads, 4 rounds shadow. Don't want to do too much. But yeah, we've been busy since we've been here. We've not really stopped.
And good afternoon, and welcome to a new edition, a new year of Inside Sports Talk Radio 2020. Along with my co-host, Mr. Earl Bass. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Ian. How are you?
I'm good. Had a nice little 3-4 weeks off, and now we're back in the helm.
The radio was good, wasn't it? It was good to get on the radio.
Yeah, the radio was good. It was an experience there, really. You know, coming onto this island and getting opportunities like that. You know, obviously we knew it was a big thing they were building up back home, but when we get it is a big thing.
Saturday night, I'm expecting a tough fight, a tough fight. I've watched a tiny little bit of Nicky, and within a minute of watching him, I knew straight away he was going to be my hardest fight. That's obvious. Goes without saying. He's a very talented fighter. Obviously now trained by Jeff. Jeff's not going to train somebody who can't fight. So right. I'm expecting a hard fight, but I'm very excited. I'm so happy to be in Bermuda. Everyone is so nice. Everyone's so lovely to me. Can't do enough for you.
It's like, you know, it is a massive thing. Everyone knows. You know, it's not a big place though, is it? You know, so everyone knows about the fight, and everyone's talking about there's billboards up. You know, it's cool, man.
People just coming up to you and like wishing, you know, good luck and that. And I feel like they're taking the mickey at first because obviously, like, but yeah, they just because your face is all over the island. People got T-shirts with your face on it. It's like, wow.
It was at the airport, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, good man.
T-shirts on there, kids
yeah, like
and all
that. It's an experience, isn't it? So just soaking it all up as best as I can, because you know, it doesn't happen every fight, does it? Especially not when you're early on in your career. So yeah, I'm just enjoying the moment.
Take this picture, put it on Instagram, and tag Nicky in, man.
Oh my gosh, don't do that. Send my passport cover.
Yeah, there you go. Passport cover. LB.
Don't
see
you
him
know all of these places.
in another 3 years, you might. Another 3 years, you might, you know.
Just do it nicely, though.
I'm gonna tell Nicky ease you up, alright?
What am I doing? Yeah, that's good.
Do it nicely. At the bottom.
What do you want me to write?
Right there.
To pad.
Right there, at the bottom.
Here.
No.
Here.
Yes.
2-pack.
Yes.
Not 2-pack.
I know I'm white, but I know who 2-pack is. I'm not that white.
Go back up to the hotel office, right? Hotel.
Thank you.
Should be at the boss in here.
It's almost surreal in some parts of it.
It is definitely surreal. That's what I keep thinking. It's just like you have to pinch yourself. And all, like, you know, I hope people back home when they watch this and, you know, when they see the clips, they can get a real taste of it. I don't think they will understand how surreal it is being it, because it's mad. Like, it is mad. Like, people look, you know, bringing you a drink. You know, how's your Diet Coke, sir? Best of luck on Saturday. Kick his ass. You know, like they literally like they look in awe of it, and it's like, wow, I'm just a little muppet from Manchester.
If you were a muppet, which one would you be off there?
Oh, I never used to. Kermit.
No, Gonzo.
Is he one with a tough black hair? Is that me? Yeah.
No.
Don't even watch it.
Gonzo.
I don't know. Is that me, Gonzo? But yeah, it's just. It's definitely it's a good way to describe it. It's surreal. It's proper pinch yourself time. That like training on the beach. I didn't even take it in properly, and then when I walked back at a clip, Ob was doing it. It was like, wow, looks good.
Before you came out, obviously, you mentally prepared yourself for being in a different country, being the away fight for the first time. Has it been like you expected it to be, or have you got here and just been in awe of everything?
That's such a good question, that, because before when we was hitting the pads on the beach, I felt different, and I thought I'll be sweet, I'll be fine. You know, you just get used to the time difference and the jet lag, and then you're fine. But now it is different. When I was running up the hill on the way back, like the air's different. You know, it is hotter. You know, and it does make me feel different. Yeah.
First time you've had a little bit of a workout where the ring's going to be. How does it feel to be in that venue now? It's getting real, isn't it?
Yeah. Like say, mate, just like that little bit more real. You know, coming into the room where it's going to be at. I've seen it once when we first arrived. I've got a tour of the place, but you know, just to see and actually, you know, be in the room is one thing, but to actually work in it and feel the air, and you know, you've not got the atmosphere yet, but that's the only thing that we are going to leave to the night, obviously, because you can't, you know, mimic that atmosphere. You can't get the, you know, the 1,500 people in here watching you do a pad session. I wish I could, but yeah, just feeling the air, moving around. Just done 8 rounds there, so feel good. You know, making weight as well. It's difficult, but I felt good even with nothing inside me. So come fight night, when I'm refueled and I feel fantastic, it's gonna be ridiculous.
And guess what? You know how I like to invade people's shows? Well, I got a little surprise, you know? Some of my fight night champion folk just popped in to say hi.
Slightly different to the first one you did yesterday, a bit of a different atmosphere, and I'm sure a different audience as well.
Yeah, apparently that's for the young guns, that radio one. More of Haroon's bag, that one. I'm not really a Rasta man or reggae type, you know, the tunes that were on them. Heavy rap, I don't even know what to call it. That shows what I know. But yeah, it was such nice people again, you know. Met so many different types of character, such diverse people on this island. However, they all have one thing in common, which is just they're so endearing, they're so nice, they can't do enough for you. You know, so even your man there on Vibe Radio was such a nice bloke. He made me feel so welcome, like family almost. It's obviously difficult, like you don't want to give anything away, so obviously that's why I did the media workout as a ploddy southpaw. Yeah, it was like nice to get, you know, attention and that, because obviously fighters, they work so hard and they don't really get much recognition, so it was just nice to, yeah, have a bit of attention, if I'm honest. I mean, he weren't watching himself, but he's obviously got people reporting back to him, because he's told us other, you know, we've found out other things that they've heard. I'm tall and I'm big and I'm this and I'm that. So obviously it's not a mind game, as in like, you know, he knows I'm not going to come to the fight southpaw, but all it does is not give anything away. Like that is literally the polar opposite of how I box. So That's why we've done it, because we don't want them to know anything about what I'm planning on doing. I think the only thing they can see from that, and what you could hear people, a few gasps and what have you, was how hard I can punch, and I wasn't even hitting hard. So, you know, I heard a couple of people go, oh, I think we're in trouble here. So, if they think they're in trouble from that, then, you know, providing I perform on the night, then they're in big trouble. Yeah, you know, Kev's going to come tomorrow with his partner Zoe. Kev's going to be doing my cuts and my hands on the night in the corner, which is so nice for him to just, you know, he's paying it out of his own money, you know what I mean? It's amazing. And obviously the three coming over, Andrew, Ben and Nick from the gym where I work. It's just like, it's crazy. I know there's a lot more people that, listen, if everyone could have come that wanted to come, I'd be here like in modern day Ricky Hatton. Like, there'd be hundreds here, you know, there'd be a couple of hundred over. You know, it's really nice. Like, I don't know, it's probably going to make a big difference because I've got my own little, you know, bit of home then here. You know, I've not got the most important people, as in, like, you know, my mum, for example. My mum's at home. You know, the amount of support that she gives me is like unbelievable. And I know she's panicking, I know she's worrying. She worries when I'm fighting down the road. She worries when I go driving my way to work. She's like, oh, drive safe. You know what I mean? She's a worrier anyway. So it'd be nice, you know, to have everyone here. You know, Belly, Matt at the gym. Belly's done so much for me, like everyone knows. But just the fact that I've got, you know, those having a little play in the jacuzzi. Just the fact that I've got those little bits of people from home, that little bit of extra support is gonna, I think, make a big difference. Especially when I'm feeling low with the weight cut. I think it'll boost my boost the morale a little bit around the place. I think it'll be really, really nice and really good. And I just can't, you know, thank them people enough who are coming.
And last question, look behind you to that seat. Did you ever dream when you started in those little city halls and wherever you boxed as a kid that one day you'd be sat here boxing?
I'd like to say yeah, but no, not at all, mate. Like, you know, people are, you know, I've envisioned this and I've put it out, and listen, no, who would ever think of fighting in Bermuda? You know what I mean? I've thought about fighting in Vegas, I've dreamt about that, but Bermuda, but what a place. It's like unbelievable. Like, people will not actually fully understand it. The people who are arriving tomorrow, they'll get it, they'll get to experience it, and they're lucky. So, you know, like yourself, my dad, Haroon's soaking it all up. You know, you can see he's having a great time. The people who are actually here won't appreciate it as much as the people who are managing to get over here and taste it, so to speak. So yeah, I'm just excited, mate. It's a beautiful place to do such a wonderful thing. Yeah, I just thought, asking for a selfie. I'm sure he's not stupid, but lure him into a little false sense of security, thinking that I'm just glad to be here and I'm a bit of a fan of his and in awe of him almost, which I think he knows I'm not. But just little things like we said about mind game, it all plays its little part. He looked very confused. I think I have definitely confused him all week. He doesn't know how to take me. That's one thing that I'm pretty certain of.
Any tricks up your sleeve?
So all I left me a magician's hat at home, you know. Any rabbits in there and stuff, you got fly with him, you know.
Whatever you try and do, like, you can do this, that and the other, and we've done a couple of mind games ourselves, but at the end of the day, you're still getting in the ring. So the fight's going to play out, it's going to play out. The tactics are going to decide the fight. The fighters and the coaches are going to decide the fight, so it's just all part of it. And it's just been good fun, like, it's just, you know, gaining experience for in the future, you know, because obviously I'm hoping to be on big shows, you know, in the rest of my career. So it's just all, you know, little feathers to your cap.
Everyone, welcome in to the epic entertainment fight night champion.
Listen, we knew, like, you know, we knew it was going to be different over here. We knew we were going to be set challenges and traps almost to try and, you know, trip us up and take us out of the zone, so to speak, and put us off and wind us up. I'll be honest, I didn't expect complete blatant tampering of the scales. I didn't expect that at all. I mean, you know, we thought we'd made weight. Listen, this is how, you know, honest we are. So we thought we'd made weight. We thought it was 145. I thought it was a bit too easy. When I'd made it, I thought, how have I done that? I thought, this is too good to be true, this. And then we realised we'd made a bit of a cock up on the scales because there were scales we weren't used to. And the only reason why we knew that is because we checked on the scales that we'd been checking on all week and it was 145. We then went to the scales that were the official scales and they said 147. So we went, hang on, what's the crack here? Went back to the scales, thought, oh, they must be under. They weren't under, we just miscalculated where we'd put the weight. So when we did it properly, they did say 147. So then we've gone, fuck, you know, got to go and do another wrap. I did not want to do it. You've seen the state of me. I was in a bad way. But we did it because we had to. And we wanted to make weight, wanted to be professional. We've been looked after here in Bermuda by Tico at Epic Promotion. So we wanted to do our side of the bargain and stick to it. We went back down and it was 145 on the scales. We then jumped on the official scales an hour later. And apparently I was touching just under 147. How did you work that out? Well, I'll tell you how, because there was a bloke messing with the scales for 20 minutes before the weigh-in started. Like, and all the, you know, the Canadian fighters said that the scales were 2 pounds over. You know, it just doesn't make, you know, any sense whatsoever. But listen, the fact of the matter is, they fined me. It is what it is. It's not going to change the outcome, in my opinion. I believe that I've prepared properly. I've refueled really well, as you know. So yeah, you know, it just shows that we're probably not going to get given anything over here, and we've just got to kind of take it out of the officials' hands and just get a good win. Hang on, we may as well keep that though. It's probably just my dad or Haroon or something. Haroon. So yeah, probably just going to have to take it out of the, you know, the judges' hands. But we expected that before we came.
The stage has been set for the fight of the year. Live from the Fairmont Southampton Hotel, Bermuda faces off against England in a search for glory. Main event, Nicky Bascome leads Team Bermuda through the fire to face Ryan Oliver, leading the England squad. This is Epic Entertainment.
So Ryan, obviously now you stood in the tunnel ready to ring walk. What's going through your mind here with your dad there, Kev there, Haroon, your coach there? You've done your warm-up, you're ready to go?
Yeah, I mean, as you can tell there, like, you know, I was just fired up. The whole being away from home thing, I really enjoyed it. The video doesn't do it any justice. It was massively hostile. It was loud. It was unbelievably hot to the point where when we were walking from the changing room down the tunnel before you make your ring walk, which is what you just seen there, like, you could, as I was getting closer to the actual entranceway, you could hear it, but also you could feel the heat coming through. And it was already warm in the tunnel, because you're in Bermuda, so it's hot anyway, but as I was getting closer and closer, I thought, oh my God, like, and as I walked past, it was like you'd walk past a heater, or like a sauna, you know, like a door to a sauna. So I knew it was going to be ridiculous. And then when I stepped into the ring there, as I'm walking around, like, it's funny because in a lot of fights, my previous 8 fights, everything's a blur. You don't really, you're not that present. Or I believe the best fighters, I'm not saying I'm one of the best fighters, but what I mean is all the best fighters, when they get to that level, or they get to a level where they're good, they're present and they remember everything that they was thinking. And I genuinely did in this fight. Like, I remember what I was thinking there. I was listening to the weight get read out. If you look at my face there, that's when they start calling him out and the crowd go crazy. So yeah, I was just like, I was very, very focused, as you can tell, but also I was just making sure that I enjoyed like every little minute of it. And you coming in here looking like one of Deontay Wilder's shits.
Yeah, what did you think when you first saw him with his bandana? And obviously, you had a bit of running with his coach.
He's a clown.
You had a bit of running with his other coach.
He was alright, it was the other one.
Yeah,
this fella here, he was just, I don't know where they drafted him in from. He was just like a little cheerleader. But as you listen, I'm not phased. Like, look, we've got a little squad there. There's 4 of us. Haroon's the only really boxing guy. Even though Kev's a boxing guy, Haroon's the only boxing guy to me. Yeah. So it's just me and Haroon there, boxing wise. And we've got my dad, who knows, he's just there for his boys. You know what I mean? The ring girl's showing round 1 already. I don't know why she's doing that. But yeah, I mean, this is what annoys me. That he touched my glove, which I didn't want him to do. I tried to pull my glove away before, I didn't like that. But the size difference, that's what's frustrating me. I didn't see him all week, did I?
No.
Even at the weigh-in, we didn't get to face off. So it was a shock to the system.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really quickly adapt to it because I didn't realise how small he was until we come to the middle. The referee gives the instructions. I was so surprised. But I just remember thinking, do you know what? Like, I've got this, definitely I've got this, I can do this anywhere I want really. And I didn't want to do it with all the talk of the missed weight and stuff. Looking back, I don't know whether subliminally, like, I was thinking, I'm going to outbox you. Because everyone was saying he had the boxing, like, look at the size difference, it's ridiculous. I mean, I'm an enormous welterweight who killed himself to get down to that weight. I remember this clearly. I was looking over at that thinking how big I looked. Honestly, like, I remember, and then I blow a kiss to my mum, to the camera watch. And I didn't notice that he had a chessboard on his ankles. I've only just noticed that now. I mean, you see the intent from me straight away. Just coming out looking to use my size and my range. And, he was slippery, he was, I'm not saying I landed every shot I threw and he didn't, because that's not true, But when a fight's close and there's a lot of good defensive work, like there was from the pair of us, I think you have to then score rounds off. I mean, that's a good shot. I mean, apparently I lost this round. Because he was good defensive. He was a good boxer, wasn't he? There was no denying.
A lot better than I think we all thought.
Yeah, and a lot better than anyone I've ever been in with. It was just I thought I was a little bit better. But when a fight is so close and there's a lot of good defensive work, I think you then have to, as a judge, score a fight on ring control, pace control, who's dictating the pace of the fight. And it was me, it was me. I was the one who wanted to engage. And I was the one, forcing it and probably a little bit too much towards the end, which, maybe good tactics from Nicky, because he walked me onto a couple, but I think you can see, I definitely won this fight. A lot of the stuff as well that I pull away from, I do a lot of the pulling stuff away from shots, so that I don't have to then I can keep myself in range with my feet and I should have been coming back, but I think a lot of them shots look like they're landing, but they're not. He was sharp, he was fast. He was obviously a lot quicker than anyone I've ever boxed, with him being lighter than I'm used to. I felt that speed was a shock to me. But like that one I pulled away from the right hand, which maybe looks like it hit me on that.
I mean, all the judges were sat on the same side of the ring as well, weren't they? Which doesn't help, obviously, because the whole point is you have 3 different views of the same shot.
Course. Because if you're a lot of your work, you're on the front foot. I'd say, so when he comes out from his corner, I'm doing a lot of the work, pushing him back towards there, and the judge is sat there, all they can see is shots that are coming to me
Yeah.
or whatever. So yeah, you're completely right. I mean, that's clearly my round, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, even if you can say not both of us didn't land loads, then who's dictating the fight? You know, it's all at my pace. It's all on my terms.
Going into the second round, obviously it's the first time with your dad in your corner.
Yeah.
The first time Kev's done your corner. Obviously Kev's a boxing person and he knows what he's doing. He did a great job. But your dad's got to take a lot of credit, hasn't he, for kind of not getting involved, apart from with the dwarf. But that's a story for another day.
That's a story for the outtakes.
Yeah. But no, he did well, didn't he, in that corner to do exactly what was needed of him.
Yeah, he did do well, and you know, I think he was beating. Obviously, I was engrossed in what was going on in the fight. And in those corners, in between rounds, you do just. It's me and Haroon. Like, I don't even know what's going on. I felt like I had a bit of swelling coming up on my eye, and Haroon was telling Kev to put the swelling eye on it. But apparently, my dad was beating himself up a little bit after the fight because one of the rounds he didn't have the bucket ready or something silly, you know, something minor out of an 8-round fight. His first contest that he's ever been a part of. It was a pay-per-view show. It was hostile. It was away from home, and it's his son.
Yeah, that's the big thing, isn't it?
Oh mate, I can't even imagine being in that position. It's an awful position to be in for your coach. And you know, when I've watched my friends fight or I've worked a corner, you know, when I did yours sort of thing, it's not a nice position to be in. So for a guy to do it for his son is another level. So yeah, he does deserve a lot of credit, definitely.
Nicky adapted quite a lot, didn't he, in this round? You can see he kind of changed his game plan a little bit to try and combat what you were doing.
Yeah, I think he thought to himself, wow, what's going on here, like, because it was all at my pace, like I said before. And even that, you know, I'm in control of what's going on. I'm never in any danger. You know, I've got a good stiff arm. I've got good range of where he is in comparison to my body. So I knew I was always in a safe place. I mean, even that, the pullbacks, you know, I was using my range well there, which kind of stopped towards the end of the fight. But I think he came out, and I remember thinking to myself, oh shit, because I'd been told that he was such a slow starter, but he gets better and better and better. And I remember thinking, well, he was quite good that round, so if that was only round 2, then he's going to kick. But then I came out round 3 and 4, and I felt like I had 2 really good rounds.
Yeah.
I don't remember a shot. I remember a right hand in the first round hitting me on the temple because he had, you know, the small gloves and he had them Everlast MX on and the sort of tiny gloves. I felt his knuckle crunch right into my temple. And it stiffened my legs a bit, I'm not gonna lie. It didn't hurt me, I knew what was going on where I was, it was just I felt the knuckle. And then in the last round he hit me with a, which we'll see later, like, he touched me with a hook round the side and then it moved an uppercut in the middle, which cracked my nose and hurt. But other than that, I don't remember any shot, and that's me being honest. Like, if he hurt me with a shot, I would say. But I mean, even a lot of that work, you know, that he threw there. Oh. I was looking for where that right hand went then. It's in front row. But I mean, you can see by my body language, you know, I heard the commentators talking to you and they were saying Ryan's running out of ideas, so he's doing silly things, but you know me. And anyone who knows me and they've seen me spar, when I'm doing all this, it's when I'm boxing well.
Yeah, you weren't quite in your rhythm yet, but you were comfortable, weren't you, with what Nicky was throwing at you?
If you look, you know, you've got to actually look at gloves. So look at his gloves. When he's throwing, look at his gloves. Don't look at me or him or, I mean, that right hand landed. Look at his gloves and look if they land. Look where they're finishing. Well, look where his shot finishes. I mean, I missed by a country mile there, but he's not landing much himself, is he? I think this is the round here where I'm having a really nice time, and there was some swear words got said then to someone in the crowd. That's where I knew I had him as well, because we locked eyes for the first time ever. He not even looked at me all week, nothing, whenever I had seen him.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if that's not me completely comfortable with what's going on in the ring, then I don't know what is. What more do you want me, you know? Yeah. I know it's about landing punches, but also that's not happening. I mean, that's a good body shot. You know, whilst there's certain things not going on, it's about all this who's controlling the. Because whilst okay, I didn't land any big clean shots there, but what's he doing? He's not doing anything. So if a fight's close, you know, he was very defensive. He looked to tuck up a lot. and I felt he was so negative. I should have just been given these rounds because I'm the one trying to make things happen. Okay, I'm not landing a punch there, but boxing's about your defence. You should be scored for. It's a professional fight. It's not a point scoring system. It's not 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. It's a 3-minute round. It's a fight.
Yeah.
You should be scored for your defensive work as well. Frustrated with myself that I didn't counter him because every single time he threw his backhand, he fell in. You know, because of the range difference, and my defence was so good. So as he's thrown his backhand and I've shifted my feet, he's fell in with behind his foot. I should have been stepping and coming back with something, and that's what Arun wanted from me. To be countering him whilst he was squared up. Yeah. Could have got a knockdown from that easily, just through being off balance, if nothing else. I mean, this is a good round for me.
Yeah. This is probably a standout round, isn't it?
Look at that jab, that's solid. That as well is probably my most favourite part of the fight, because all camp, me and Haroon were working on stopping, waiting and throwing something, you know, as he reacts sort of thing. So it's nice to obviously feel things come off and your head movement like that you've obviously been working on, what have you. So a lot of these, if you look now, I catch a lot of these.
Yeah.
So I caught that left hook, I slipped the first two. You know, there's a lot of work that I do, which is a little jog. Which is my defence was on point. Look, oh, where's that going? Where was that jab?
And this was definitely
like that pull. He's missed me there, but it looks, because I've done this with my head, it looks like, you know, maybe he's landing. But like he's shuffling the corners, quite proud of that. I mean, I am clearly.
So going into the corner then, halfway through the fight, how did you have it and the corner have
I had it 3-1 after that.
To you?
Yeah.
And how did Haroon have it the same?
Yeah.
So the
because
corner
at the end of every round,
yeah.
I always say to Haroon 1-0, 1-0, 2. Yeah. So I said 1-0, he went undoubtedly. Yeah. I went 1-all that. Haroon, as soon as I sat down, Haroon didn't even give me a chance. I knew I'd lost the second round, but he goes, that you've lost that round, so I went, so that's 1-all. After round 3 I said 2-1, he went 100% mate. Round 4 I said, mate, that's 3-1 again. He said to me, listen, you know, you're coming on strong now, you're looking nice, I want you to build on this. Couldn't have had a worse 5th round.
Yeah.
Like the only way to have had a worse 5th round is if I'd have got dropped.
Yeah.
I just, first time ever, I've experienced it where I felt fine, and then the moment I stood up off my stool, it felt like I just squatted 200 kilo, 50, you know, like my legs, I remember now, they were just gone. My legs were just gone, and I did actually worry in this round thinking, oh shit, like, am I going to just keep tiring now? The heat was tremendous and it was difficult, and I actually thought as the weight killed me, you know, because you don't know, it's first long fight I've been in, first fight away from home, first time I've ever had to really horribly kill myself to make weight. And I did panic a bit in this, not panic, but I remember thinking, oh God, like, how am I going to feel next round? Luckily, you know, I got a second wind and whatever. Even here, like, I'm trying to fire back. There's a lot of good defence work from the pair of us, really, and I don't think my body shots got appreciated as much as, you know, maybe what they should have done, you know, because they were good.
I mean, one thing Nicky did well, you know, when we watched the videos before the fight and stuff, his elbows were out, weren't they? And he tucked up quite well.
Yeah, and that was one thing that I kind of banked on.
Yeah.
Listen, it's different when someone's moving and you can't land it and they're slippery. But when I was hitting the pads, oh my God, he was in the changing room. I was punching harder than I've ever punched in my life. Like Haroon had bruises all over his arms from where he was doing body shots, and his hands were, you know, I was punching hard. Yeah. And I thought, how is he gonna, if I land one of them, how can anyone, you know, with them gloves on, stand up? But he did well at riding him, and the body shots, I think his size played to his advantage, because
you can see his elbows here, can't you? He's got a very nice structure which he hasn't had previously.
And he's improved.
I think that Jeff in that corner, I know there was questions about how much work he'd done with it. Yeah, he's definitely just done the fundamentals.
100%, because he did, when I'd seen him previous, everything was, and he lost his shape very easily. Yeah. I think he's learned obviously a lot from his loss to that Costa, the Portuguese. And I watched that round, but it wasn't a horrendous round where it felt horrendous because of how physically it felt. But Arun gave me a bollock in here, and I did get my second win. So we had it 3-2 there after that round. This next round, I finished the round with. He started the round really well, and I didn't actually remember how well he did start it. It's probably the only part of the fight that's a bit of a blur. Because after, I remember the 6th round being a good round for me, but he starts the round really well. And the first minute and 20 is definitely his. He keeps sharp and he jabs fast, and he's looking to try and build on that 5th round. And I was a bit sloppy, you know, and it took a little bit of a wake. I think I got hit with like a couple of shots. They didn't hurt. I didn't feel them in any way. It was just like annoying. I was like, what are you doing? Like a couple of jabs, and I was like, stay Ryan, switch on.
And I think this was the point where everyone kind of thought, Nicky, the guy that finishes fast, this is where
that
it
was
starts.
That was the jab then, yeah.
I think this
well,
is
that's what I thought.
This is it now. Yeah.
Is he coming on really strong? You know, I'm tough, and you know this is. But you've got the way I score a round, and I learned this from my friend. You score a round, I do it minute by minute. So every round's a best of 3.
Yeah.
So score the first minute, so he's 1-0 up now in this round. Next round, so he has like a good 20 to 30 seconds of the round, but then I finish the last. So it is a close round, but I think then who's worked. So at the end, when I have the flurry and everything else, and I'm pushing him back, and even when he's landing shots, I'm still dictating pace and whatnot. But I think if you can score rounds like that, it's a lot easier to score a round. And my jabs, you know, picking away with the jab. You've got a lot of good defence work, slipping, catching, like left hook around the side. You can see the tables are starting to turn. It's only a minute and a half in, so the prior 20 seconds to that. So really, I've won this next minute, and then I definitely win the last minute. So that's 2-1. So that's my round. That's where I see it anyway.
Did that distract you? The screen?
Yeah.
Because in Britain, you can't have a screen facing the ring.
Yeah, it was weird.
And it's the first time I've seen it in a professional
fight.
fight.
Again, sorry.
Yeah. That's the warning, isn't it? Yeah.
That's the one time. But it was frustrating because when I did it, I managed to start getting my work off. You're not allowed to do. So that tells me if he goes, that's because the pressure's too much for him, the strength's too much for him. I'm hurting him, or I'm too much for him in some way. You know, look, I'm starting to make my size show here. I'm whipping in the body shots, and they're not necessarily. You don't necessarily see them. Oh, good shot. Oh.
This was the good ending, wasn't it?
This is my round. Look, left up and then pull, but you got to watch closely. You got to watch closely to what's going on. And look, who wants to fight there? Who wants that fight? It's definitely not him, is it? He's lucky that them last 4 or 5 shots missed. When Nicky would throw a shot, say I did go, and my head would, I'd slip it. They'd go, and it does. It makes a massive difference to the judges.
And you forget these judges are from Bermuda. They only watch Nicky fight, so they know his things and his triggers and stuff. So when he has landed right hands in the past, that's what it would have looked like. Even when you are pulling away. So
I mean, this is like 6. So I did 4-2 after this. I gave myself the next round, and then I gave him the last round, which was obviously makes it 5-3, which is a couple of rounds to me.
Going back to that screen between rounds, could you A, see it when you were in there, and B, did it distract you? Did it catch your eye a bit?
Yeah,
just subconsciously.
Yeah, it was constantly in my peripherals, so it was massive. And you can't really tell from that, but it's huge.
And I suppose it's movement as well, isn't it? You can't see the crowd because it's dark, but any movement catches your eye, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does look frustrating. They threw ice on the canvas as well, the corner, which I weren't happy about because I had a good look. You can see my frustration. I want to get going. I feel like I had him a little bit going there.
And the canvas, we spoke about it, obviously not on film, but just that canvas was horrendous, wasn't it?
Terrible. It was a brand new ring.
I've never felt a canvas like that before, and I know there were a few questions about it, and that there was the canvas giving way, wasn't it? Just below the slow way. Yeah. I've never ever been past this. I've never been in this stage of a fight. I've done 8 round sparring, but it's completely different. I just think,
See, cheeky little shots like that, the ref was just in the way there. I landed an uppercut that you don't even see properly, but I obviously remember because I was in the fight. Good left hook to the body. Right up round the side.
You started walking him down a bit, didn't you, in this round?
So, see, you know the first one of that, this is nowhere of a lie, that missed me.
Yeah.
That was the one, that's the main one that people, and that, I caught that there then. And I've got an actual video on my phone of that in slow motion. And as the shot's coming, I move my head before and I go.
Yeah.
And then the next one hits me.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's pointless, but it would have been 2 shots rather than 1. I see these little things like that and I landed. I was trying to catch and come back with my own left up there, you can see. And I'm having success with it. Pull down, you see the pull down right hand? See, he's not enjoying himself here.
The referee didn't do him any favours there, did he? Because the referee let you fight on the outside.
Yeah, but the crowd, I think, didn't appreciate the dirty work. You know, it's dirty work, it's a fight. So if I've got my arm on his neck, I'm going to control. I'm not going to let him do what he wants. I'm going to put in there, little things like this. I mean, I tapped him. Like, it was just to say, get up. It wasn't anything major. I had a little bow to take the piss a little bit as well. No.
I think he wanted that, didn't he? He got a little
breather because he weren't enjoying himself.
Yeah.
And as well, when you're in a fight with a man, you know when they're wilting, like you can feel the strength going from them. You can feel when someone feels strong and when they don't. I mean, I'm walking, catch, left up. Oh, good left up to the body. See, I'm in control of this, I mean, there's only one person there who wants to fight in there. And it ain't him. I enjoyed the fight because everyone who's watched it's actually gone, do you know what a fight like? Yeah. Like this sort of stuff here is actually a really good fight. I think I do this here now. I'll stick my tongue out. I was fully fired up, I was enjoying it.
And it's a shame this will be remembered for being controversial, isn't it? Because it was a really good fight.
It was a great fight.
And for you and Nicky, forget everything else that happened. It's not Nicky's fault.
No, I have said that.
You and Nicky played your part in the best fight in Bermuda, probably ever.
I've watched some of his other fights. That's got to be the best. I'm not just saying it because I was involved in it, but come on.
You could see in the crowd though afterwards as well. They were all coming up to you, even if they. A lot of them said you'd won, but even if they didn't, they were saying...
Yeah, even if there was...
Congratulate, that was brilliant.
Listen, there was 90% of people, you was there, I'm not bullshitting, 90% of people said, you won that fight.
Yeah.
People who were there know, it was closer than maybe I originally thought, but I definitely still won. But even like you say, the odd few that didn't, say, oh no, I think my boy Nicky got it. They were like, but you're amazing, we love you, we want you back. You're entertaining, because I definitely played my part. I built all the fight on the fight week up. He did nothing, he was boring when he bless him, like. Nice,
he was told to be boring.
And you know what, I didn't like this. I was showing respect there. I always say to my opponent in the last round, respect to you, well done, and give him a little compliment. That's just the way I am. And the ref was saying, stop speaking, stop talking, and I was like, I'm showing respect. And at the start of the fight, my ring walk, which you didn't see on this version, this slight edit, I go to the ref at the start. I always go to the ref in the MC, and the ref is like this, and I go, and he goes, go to your corner, and I go, we show him respect, and he goes, go to your corner, Oliver, and I go, where I come from, we show respect to the officials, and he goes, I just touched my glove and I go, thank you, and I just thought it was really bizarre.
Yeah.
He's a referee, he's not Nicky's teammate, and the ref was great in the rules meeting and
with the gloves,
he was great, and the instructions before, I thought he was really professional.
It's a shame I couldn't film the rules meeting and kind of the gloves, because it was interesting. That was kind of what happened.
I thought Nicky did finish quite well in this round.
Yeah.
He didn't finish strong. I wouldn't say he finished strong. He finished stronger than what he did.
What were your instructions going into the last then? Were you told win the round? Win the round?
Yeah. Like just it's the last round, so just have a good round. It wasn't you need this round. You need to knock him out, because we didn't feel like we was in that position.
Yeah.
It was just Arun literally going, go out there, son, and enjoy it and go for it, sort of thing. We felt we were up. We knew it would be close because we were away, But he just said, go and stick it on him and just see what you can do. If the stoppage is there, get it. If not, you know, don't worry about it. The uppercut's coming here as well. I remember it round the side and up the middle of the goal.
Yeah, and I think another thing is Nicky came out to win this round, didn't
Yeah.
he? So we knew it was close.
Yeah,
the corner knew.
Oh, that was the shot.
Yeah.
I take a step back here because that really did send some wincing pain up my head and my eyes. But I mean, look, he's hurt me there. Does he look like he's someone who thinks they've got does he look like someone who thinks, oh, yeah, I've got him. I'm gonna stick it on him? No, because he was glad of the rest himself then. When he hurt me, he was glad that I stepped off. The only time in the fight where I actually took a step back, I did lose my shape a bit, you know. It was difficult.
You're both tired
in that climate. Yeah, it's difficult, you know. He's used to that climate, I'm not.
It was hot in there, wasn't it?
Like
The lights were so excessive.
Yeah. I mean, I was genuinely really enjoying myself, as you can see by my smile. He don't look like he thinks he's won that fight.
What's going through your head here then? The bell's gone, you're thinking you've done it?
100%, look at me! 100% mate! I was like, of course I've won! And you know what? It was only when I looked at you that my mind went, because I'm going, yes, man. And I looked at you and I seen your body and I went, and like, your body language was bad. And I was like, oh, and then it just hit me then.
I knew what was going on.
It just hit me then.
Here are the judges' scorecards. Judge Nelson Bascome scores the ball at 78-74. Judge Zenji Ingram scores the ball 78-74. Judge Phillips scores the ball 78-74.
I have to say, I agree.
All in favor of the winner by unanimous decision. In the red corner.
Yeah, I was saying to him, man to man now, no one can hear us. I said, do you think you won that fight? And he goes, yeah, you know, I finished stronger. And, you know, it's getting a little bit awkward now, so I'm saying, you definitely don't think you won, and don't speak to me like that. I said, don't disrespect me, because he said something about the weight again. I said, don't disrespect me, I respected you all week. I've not said anything. If you actually, you know, listen to what I've said. Because people were getting the wrong end of the stick, people were thinking that I was disrespecting and I wasn't. I was just saying I think I'm going to win.
Yeah.
It's literally that simple. All in all, what an experience like. Amazing. I can tell Rose that when she gets older, it's there. My dad watched on a pay-per-view event at the top of the bill. Like, you know, okay, it might not be a big deal over here because we're a much bigger country and what have you. Over there it was huge and on paper, top of the bill. So yeah, it's great because, you know, you might not get into our sport, it's a difficult one. It's a hard sport to be in, it's fickle, it's unforgiving, so, you know, for you to have that, you say that boxing never gives anyone anything back unless the big bucks on it, but I'll always have that, so no matter what happens